The next thing that I'm going to hide will be this scroll bar. And to do so, let's add the following setting, scroll bar show with the value of never. As you can see, it's disappeared. Next one, I prefer to make this gutter smaller. So let's add the following setting, save the file, and make sure that the gutter has become smaller. Next, sometimes when we hover over certain parts of code, these little arrows appear by using which we can fold or unfold certain code regions. This can be done much faster by using keyboard shortcuts, so as always I'm going to hide those arrows by using this setting called folds set to false. Moving on, sometimes some lines of code can be executed, and next to those lines there might be some icons in this gutter that allow us to run certain code. I usually don't use those things, so by adding runnables option, we can configure whether to show those buttons or not. I will set this option to false, which means that I will hide those buttons. Next one, as you can see, there are these vertical guidelines in the code. To be able to hide those lines, we can use the setting called indent guides enabled. Let's set this option to false, and those lines will disappear. As a next step, I'm going to specify the font family for the whole UI, and the font that I'm going to use is called Denk Mono. This is a paid font, link to which I'm going to leave in the video description. The next setting allows us to specify the font family for the whole UI, including all panels as well as sidebar. Let's add the setting with the name UI font family and specify the font name. We of course have to install this font name first in order for this to work, and after saving the changes, we will see how the font of the sidebar will be changed. Right next to this option, I'm gonna add another one to specify font size of the UI. For the video recording, I use bigger font size, but usually in my daily work, the font is smaller. And as you can see that this setting affected not only the sidebar, but the font of the whole UI, including the path to the currently open file, as well as font size of all floating panels, including file search panel. By using the next setting, we can specify the font of the code. I will use the same font to make it consistent with the whole UI, and right next to it, let's also specify the font size. I will use the same size, 20. Another typography setting that will apply allow us to control the line height. I usually make it bigger and set it to 2 in this case. Moving on, and let's open up AI panel, which we can do by pressing Command-Shift/ on macOS. Such set panel opens up where AI is going to generate responses, and to specify the font size of responses, let's add this setting. Agent UI font size, I will also use 20. And finally, to be able to specify font size for this input area, the following setting will let us do so, agent buffer font size. And after saving the changes, we can see how the font size of this area has become bigger. By the way, if you are using values for some settings that are used by default, it's not necessary to override those default values. So you don't have to specify this setting at all if the value that you will use for this setting will match default value. Alright, that's about it for this lesson, where we have primarily configured typography settings.